Hello, my name is John, and today we'll be reading The Real Race War, Not the Fake One Against White Supremacy, by David Horowitz on FrontPage magazine, August 16, 2017. David Horowitz is the author of Big Agenda, President Trump's Plan to Save America, now in its 10th week on the New York Times bestseller list. The tragedy in Charlottesville could have been an occasion to stop and consider how the tolerance for politically correct violence and politically correct hatred is leading the nation towards civil war. Instead, the media and the political left have turned this incident into the biggest fake news story of the summer, transforming its real lessons into a morality play that justifies war against the political right and against white people generally. The organizers of the Unite the Right demonstration in Charlottesville were repellent racists, but they came to defend a historical monument honoring a complex man and cause, and not to attack it or presumably anyone else. They applied for a permit and were denied. They applied successfully in a petition supported by the local ACLU. If they had come to precipitate violence, why would they have gone to the tedious trouble of applying for a permit? Who knows what, if anything, would have happened if that had been the end of the story and no one had showed up to oppose them. What Unite the Right actually demonstrated was that the assortment of neo-Nazis, pro-Confederates, and assorted yahoos gathered on the banner of the alt-right is actually a negligible group. This was a national show of strength that actually attracted only a few hundred people. Compare that to the tens of thousands who can readily be marshaled by two violent groups of the left, Black Lives Matter and Antifa, and you get an idea of how marginal white supremacists are to America's political and cultural life. Yet white supremacy and its evils became the centerpiece of the all-fake news reporting on the event, including all the ludicrous attacks on the president for not condemning enough a bogeyman the whole nation condemns, and that no one but a risible fringe supports. Talk about virtue signaling. Omitted from the media coverage were the other forces at work in precipitating the Battle of Emancipation Park, specifically Black Lives Matter and Antifa, two violent left-wing groups with racial agendas who came to squelch the demonstration in defense of the monument. Unlike the Unite the Right demonstrators, the leftist groups did not have a permit for Emancipation Park. They had permits for two nearby parks. But why should they need a permit, since the havoc they had previously wreaked in Ferguson, Berkeley, Sacramento, Portland, and other cities was accomplished without permits, while their criminality was presented by the media as protests, and their rioting went completely unpunished. In short, there were two demonstrations in Charlottesville, a legal protest by Unite the Right and one protest by the vigilantes of Antifa and Black Lives Matter. Who started the fight is really immaterial. Both sides were prepared for violence because these conflicts are already a pattern of our deteriorating civic life. Once the two sides had gathered in the same place, the violence was totally predictable. Two parties, two culpabilities, but except for the initial statement of President Trump condemning both sides, only one party has been held accountable, and that happens to be the one that was in the part legally. What is taking place in the media accounts and political commentaries on this event is an effort by the left to turn the mayhem in Charlottesville into a template for their war against a mythical enemy, white supremacy, which is really a war on white people generally. The ideology that drives the left and divides our country is identity politics. The idea that the world consists of two groups, people of color who are guiltless and oppressed, and white people who are guilty and oppressors. This is the real race war. Its noxious themes inform the mindless, hysterical hatred for President Trump and the equally mindless support for racist mobs like Black Lives Matter and Antifa. It is a war from which no good can come, but it won't be stopped unless enough people have the courage to stand up and name it for what it is. This video is a production of the School of White Crane. My name is John Brooker, and you could reach me through commentary on this video or through my Gmail listed here. Please share this video with family and friends and on social media. May God richly bless you.